Hello and welcome to the Life on the Bump. My name is Anna. I am pregnant, and on this channel I'm sharing my pregnancy journey. This video will be about long travel, really long travel during pregnancy, and things that you can do to make it a little bit easier on yourself. I had a very long travel that was over 24 hours total and included a 13-hour nonstop flight as one of the steps of my travel. During my first trimester, during the early period of my first trimester on week 8, this was arguably the easiest and also the most challenging time to be traveling that far, but that's what we had to do. It probably was the easiest because at that point, at week 8 of my pregnancy, I did not have my bump yet. So at least like physically in that way, I wasn't experiencing many changes from how I'm just used to living. At the same time, it was probably the most challenging time because I was battling a pretty serious morning sickness, and everything that comes was the first trimester, like early pregnancy symptoms. By the way, I recently posted a video on my experience with morning sickness and what actually helped. If that's something that's on your radar as well, check it out. I'll leave a link somewhere up here. So I happen to live literally across the planet from my parents, and with the whole COVID / political situation and all, I was not able to see my family for the past 4 years. So finally my husband and I planned that trip, and then a few weeks before we found out that we were pregnant too, so that was really great timing. We were really excited that we'd be able to share the news with my family in person. But at the same time, that just added a whole new level of like stress and worrying about traveling that far. I feel like I was pretty strategic with the whole preparation to that long travel, because that travel is exhausting to just by itself, like on a good day, let alone when you are pregnant in your first trimester, suffering from morning sickness and all this stuff. So there are a few things that I did that I think really made a huge difference, and the travel actually was probably as pleasant as it could possibly be, taken that it was an over 24-hour long travel time total. First thing I did is I made sure I got the right clothes. You want to make sure that for traveling that far you have comfortable loose clothes and also layers so that you can be comfortable whether it's hot or cold. What I did is I bought the flare yoga pants. So they were comfy, they were yoga pants, but at the same time they're flare, so they're very loose and they're not cutting circulation to like any part of my legs. I also got compression socks. I got a high support sports bra. I find that those are usually they're not necessarily seamless, but they have like wider straps, so they're just not like getting in your body as much, especially if you're wearing that bra non-stop for like 24 hours. And then I made sure I have layers, so I had a t-shirt and then a hoodie on top. To help with morning sickness, I also got peppermint oil that I was able to just open the little bottle and smell, and I felt like that was helping on the plane. I didn't really find that it was helping anywhere else, really. Maybe I didn't need it, but on the plane, it just felt nice to be smelling the refreshing peppermint instead of smelling all of the like airplane smells. I was also on medication to manage morning sickness. So I made sure I set alarms for every 6 hours, because this is when this was my like time period that I found that my body needed another dose of medication to be not feeling absolutely miserable and nauseous all the time. It was a little bit difficult because for such a long travel, the time difference was 11 hours. So our day and night was all mixed up. So I found that setting alarms for every 6 hours was actually what helped me, instead of trying to like adjust my body right away to the like morning or night wherever we were. And also making sure that I am getting up and moving at least for a couple minutes every hour. That included either just getting up and standing and like rocking on my like heels and toes right like by my seat, or just like going to the bathroom and back, or just like walking around the plane like down, up and down an aisle. But I made sure I did some movement every hour, and Apple Watch actually does a great job helping pregnant women in that, because every hour, no matter what, it just sends you that, at least it sends me the reminder that, hey, it's time to get up and move your body a little bit. One more thing that really helped me is sheet face masks. I packed some with me because I always do on the plane, just to make sure that my skin is staying hydrated and that I'm not getting off the plane looking all like horrible in dry skin and was like breakouts and stuff. And I really appreciated that being pregnant, because just putting a cold sheet mask on my face and then having something cold like down my neck, it felt so nice and refreshing, and I felt like that really helped me feel better. Along the same lines, wet wipes, I would like sit down and like not only wipe everything with like sanitizing wet wipes, but I would also just put one on my chest, and feeling something like wet and cold that is not just like dripping down my chest and everywhere felt really nice. Obviously sanitizer, I had sanitizing wipes as well as spray sanitizer, and I'm pretty sure gel somewhere to just make sure that I'm sanitizing my hands and like everything around me as much as I possibly can, because I don't want to risk getting sick while I'm pregnant and can't take any medication. And snacks. If you are in the position where you can eat snacks, pack a lot of snacks, because the plane food, even though like on that 13-hour flight they fed us twice, oh my god, that was so horrible. First, it smelled so strong and I had like nowhere to go, so I was just sitting there with my sheet mask on my face, the wet wipe on my chest, and just smelling that peppermint oil, because that food first smelled super strong, second was just did not seem appetizing to me, so I didn't even eat it. But I brought snacks with me. I brought little like Cheez-It crackers, I brought pretzel sticks, and I brought nuts. And so that helped just like to be often just, you know, munching on something. So I was really glad that I brought that with me. Those were my tips for long travel during pregnancy. To sum it up, wear loose clothes, move often, have something cold to put on your face, on your chest, and bring snacks. And hopefully your long travel experience will be a lot more manageable. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.